Just call random people from work.
Yeah. Have a work conversation.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, I was just calling to see what time you're coming in, but then I realized you weren't actually working today. So that's all good. You just left a job here on the South Yarra, and it says a hydrant, but I'm down here, and it's actually just a carnival. And a lot of people have super soakers. So is that what you thought it was, or is that how it was reported? I just wanted to know. Anyway, call me back. Also, there's a barbecue on Friday at my mum's house. Don't know if you're keen, or if that's the kind of thing you're into. But well, we should catch up more out of work, is all I'm saying.
That's exactly what would happen.
Yeah, that's it. Anyways, speaking of work-related.
Entirely work-related.
Welcome to Hobby Homies, friends.
Welcome.
We have a loaded episode.
Oh, yeah.
This puppy is loaded.
It's thick.
It is thick.
With 2 C's.
And juicy. Thick and juicy with all the C's.
Like a bowl of oatmeal.
Yeah. I don't know how juicy. Yeah, it's thick, but how juicy is a bowl of oatmeal?
Not at all. just thick.
You throw in your pop-top apple juice in there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Time efficiency, dude.
What are we talking about today, then?
We're talking about the worlds of Warhammer.
Yes. The world of Warhammer. Also called WoW.
Plural.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For copyright reasons.
Yeah.
It's worlds. Yeah. Today we're going to talk about Warhammer.
40k.
And Age of Sigmar.
And Age of Sigmar.
Oh, we finished each other's sentences.
Oh, it's so cute.
All right. All right, then. Settle down. Settle down, Johnny. However, we're going to take a different approach to discussing those two particular universes.
Yeah.
We are doing it under the proviso that you are brand new to the hobby, to the war game.
Yeah. You may play other war games, but Warhammer may not be on your radar, or you may have just never taken that step.
Yeah, maybe you're primarily like a board game player.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yeah, I've heard people talk about Warhammer or Age of Sigmar, but it just seems like too much.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much I don't know about it. It's dark waters.
Too
I'm
overwhelming.
Scared. I'm scared.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little rabbit in the corner of the forest. I should be out in the fields playing board games, but I'm in here in this dark, scary forest. I don't want to be here.
No.
Well, we're here to cut down those trees for you.
Wow. Deforestation.
Exactly. So we're going to do a few things in this episode. We're going to tell you about the universes, explain it as if you're brand new, a newbie, a noob,
Fresh.
a freshie. We'll cover the main 2 40k and Age of Sigmar games. So there's 2 of them.
Yep.
Warhammer, Age of Sigmar, which is their fantasy version, and 40k, which is their futuristic sci-fi version.
Yeah.
Totally. There's also 2 smaller skirmisher games within those universes. So we'll be explaining all 4 of those. We'll give you a brief lore and history summary for a lot of the factions and races within them.
Yeah, which if we spent a good amount of time on all of them, we'd be here for days.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing about this episode.
It's going to be brief.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Everything in here will be quite brief.
Yeah.
Because you could talk about the 40k universe for days.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Age of Sigmar for the
You
same.
could talk about, like, Imperium for days.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we don't have days.
No, we have minutes.
We have minutes.
Yeah.
Because Shane's got to go to work tomorrow. He's getting calls. I'm a busy man. I got meetings.
Back
we
to
can't
back
be in here.
meetings, dude.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Beat the beat.
So, well, look, before we get into that,
Yeah.
we've got a few things to mention. Discord.
True.
Get in the Discord.
True.
You'll find our events, our giveaways. We're posting what we're doing. Board games, painting,
Yep.
other games. That's all in there too. So make sure you jump in and say hi. We're always looking at it. We're always, posting.
Yeah. I posted something in there. We were playing Gloomhaven, a board game, the other night.
Last night.
Last night. Last night. Literally less than however many hours ago.
Yes.
In fact, 24 hours ago, we started playing Gloomhaven.
Yep.
And I posted a picture of Gloomhaven. And as soon as I hit the send button, I heard Shane's phone go off.
Yeah.
As the Discord notification came through. So we got our fingers on the pulse of that Discord.
Yeah.
We're in there.
Oh, yeah.
We're all about it.
We won't miss a beat.
No. So jump in, say howdy. Especially if you're listening to this episode because of the content in it, feel free to jump in and ask us more questions because, like we said, this is going to be very brief.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be a long episode.
Yeah.
But each topic will be
We'll be brief.
brushed over.
If
lightly.
something tickles your fancy, ask us about it or look it up. You know, there's unlimited sources of material for it. Wikipedia's, YouTube, other podcasters. It just goes on. So, and we're happy to sit there and talk about it for hours on end.
Totally.
To you.
When we're not here,
Yeah.
actually talking about it,
Yeah.
we're at our desk or on our phones, talking about it.
That's
Through
right.
the power of the interwebs.
Yeah.
So by the end of this episode, I guess our hope is that you will be able to go from, if you wish, you'll be able to determine, I guess, if you like either of these universes, if you like any of the systems within them, and even to the point where you can sort of pick an army based on the loose information we've given you about them.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a rough idea of like costs involved and things like that. So we hope you can go from, they're talking about something I'm interested in to, okay, I think I'll go out and buy my first unit of blah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the goal. We might not get there, and if we don't, we'll finish it off in the Discord.
Yep.
Ask us questions. Anything that we miss or you want to know more about, hit us up. We live there.
But to find our Discord, jump on Facebook and fb.me/hobbyhomies and you'll find our page. Give us a like, jump in the Discord link through there.
We're constantly posting events, giveaways, and things on the Facebook page,
Yep.
as well as in the Discord. They kind of work in tandem.
Yep.
You can find one through the other.
Yeah.
So what was that again? Facebook.me.
fb.me
Uh-huh.
fb.me/hobbyhomies.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
fb.me/hobbyhomies.
That's it.
I didn't know it 12 seconds ago. Now I do.
Now you do.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's easy. Well, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Let me take a big old chunk of this.
Big old chug. Yep. I suppose we'll start in the far future.
Yeah, let's do it.
The grimdark future of
So-
40k.
So we're hoping we'll be able to figure out how to timestamp these because we're going to break it up. We're going to go 40k first and talk about all the 40k stuff.
Yep.
Then we're going to go Age of Sigmar and talk about all that stuff. So if you're only interested in one of those,
Yep.
hopefully in the description of this video, you'll be able to see the timestamp of where we change and just listen to the one you want.
Yeah.
Or if you listen to this whole episode and you want to go back and just listen to one part, yeah, we'll try and figure that out.
Yeah. Ideally, it'd be half and half.
Yeah, 50-50.
Yeah. 50-50.
So, yeah. Let's hit 40k.
Yeah.
So, Warhammer 40,000. Crazy. It is like we said before, it's like a sci-fi futuristic. We'll try and give you the overall theme and like setting to give you an idea of what universe you're playing within.
Yep.
It's set roughly, get this, you wouldn't believe this, 40,000 years in the future.
Roughly. Yeah.
Roughly, yeah,
Yeah.
very roughly. Hence the name 40k. Some people, conspiracy theorists, believe it's called 40k because of how much it will eventually cost you to play a game.
They're not wrong.
We can neither confirm. Actually, no, we can confirm that. That is accurate. Over the life of your existence, that's roughly how much it'll cost. Now, all the planets and everything that takes place, it's set in the Milky Way, our galaxy. So, I mean,
Our very own
we're
galaxy.
living it.
Yeah.
In fact, if I had a good enough telescope, I'm sure I could see the Space Marines
True.
shooting up a storm somewhere on the fringe. But if you don't see them, it's not because they're not real. It's just because you haven't looked hard enough.
That's it.
The entire galaxy is absolute war-torn. So you got to understand that if I think about like Star Wars and I think about other universes, this one is so much more messed up than
Yeah.
all the others.
Star Wars is peaceful compared to this.
Absolutely. Like it's just absolute madness. If you're
Yeah.
not being ripped apart by alien, like little brain leech worms
Yeah.
trying to eat
Yeah.
you from the inside out.
Yeah. Or getting turned into demons or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or torn apart and having your skin worn as an outfit for some metal overlords.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's madness.
Death is at every corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even just ordinary life in the 40k for people like you and me is not easy.
I'll be honest with you, Shane. I wouldn't make it.
No.
I wouldn't make it.
No, I wouldn't make
Give me
it.
the zombie apocalypse any day.
Yeah.
But the scale of the 40K universe is insane as well. There's millions of planets and trillions of sentient life forms.
Well, actually, I was looking at that today.
Yeah.
They say from different lore they've managed to put together, they reckon there's close to 1 million planets that humans occupy.
Yes, that's
just
correct.
humans.
Yeah.
So then there's other planets for other species of aliens and all that sort of nonsense. So
Nonsense.
Nonsense.
How
Absolute
dare you.
nonsense.
How dare you?
They reckon the rough. They tried to figure out the rough population, and they reckon that humans are in the quadrillions.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because it's in the future.
It's in the future.
And that's how things work. That's how timeline works.
Yeah.
And within that massive universe, the technology in there, it varies. There are like tribal, primitive races that use simple bolt-action rifles and blades, daggers.
Yeah.
And they wear like leather. And then it goes all the way up to, and this is a direct quote, by the way, what I'm
Okay.
about to read.
Hit me with it.
Weapons that can unleash storm winds of particle energy, the stolen fire of suns, and shatter the earth and crumble bastions alike with seismic tremors. That's Necron tech.
Oh yeah.
Which is one of the races
my
we'll
boys.
discuss later. Yeah, it's your robot boys.
Yeah.
So, there's quite a variety of, there's quite a seismic scale of
Yeah.
technology.
To sum it up, basically, I think it was around the 25,000 year mark, humans just expanded to all their millions of planets, and they lost contact with other planets, and some went into chaos, and that's how they ended up being back in the feudal stages of like basically medieval technology, and other ones in like sort of like almost modern day technology. Just way too many planets for one single government to control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. And like some races like Kroot, who are quite primitive, choose to stay that way.
Yeah.
Despite all the technology and whatnot.
Yep.
Which is, it's very cool. It means there's a little bit for everyone, depending on what kind of army you like to play, or faction you like to play, or
Yep.
civilization. There is almost something at every level. From all the way from primitive to world destroying.
I can almost imagine too with Warhammer they have their Black Library, which is all the novels set in the 40K universe. I could almost imagine there are people out there that read those books but don't play the hobby.
I thought you were just going to end there.
Oh no!
I could imagine there's people that read those books.
Oh,
me
no.
too. Yeah, me too.
A lot of people read
Yeah.
those books. I started listening to the audiobooks because when I work I drive almost all the time.
Yeah.
So I just chuck it on.
Yeah, good call.
It makes the day go a lot quicker.
And they're really good.
Oh yeah, amazing.
good.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
And the cool thing is, as we play the game, the story develops. As you and I are playing 40K,
Yeah.
I've had an absolute brain blank. What's happening right now? What's the big movement that's happening right now? Damn it.
In the 40K universe,
I'm kicking myself.
like lore-wise,
Yeah.
the Primaris have come. The Primaris Marines.
Yes. Yeah.
They're
But
new.
just the very newest thing that's
Psychic
happening-
Awakening.
Psychic Awakening.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's just things that come out constantly as players. It's not like an existing, established, set story.
Yeah,
It's
no.
still happening.
Yeah.
Which is one of the cool things as a player. We get to see these things unfold that
Yep.
impacts the armies that we play. It's just very cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's sort of the setting, if you will. Absolute expansive universe, absolute madness, carnage and mayhem. There are a lot of factions, races, civilizations, countless
Yeah.
in the 40K universe.
Yeah.
We are just going to talk about the ones you can actually play in the game.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
playable factions. So we'll go through those as best we can to try and give you a little touch on each thing so that if you're thinking, I kind of like that sci-fi universe they're going for, I think I could get into maybe the game. I'd have to hear about the armies a little bit more. Well, lucky you,
Yeah.
chap.
Here they come.
Here they come. So, there are currently 21 playable armies of the Imperium. Now, you might ask,
Who's the Imperium?
what's the Imperium? What is the Imperium of Man? Well, that is a collection of factions that are loyal to the Emperor. because it is an
God
empire.
Emperor.
The God Emperor
Yes.
himself. And as they say, Emperor protects.
He does.
He does protect. Yeah, might not be alive right now. That's debatable. That's debatable by some.
He's a rotting corpse sitting on a throne.
Whoa. Xenos scum, settle down there. Yeah, so there are 21 armies of the Imperium, who are all armies that have pledged loyalty to the Empire and the Emperor himself.
And what are some of those armies?
There's so many
Yes.
Space Marine chapters.
Oh, yes.
But you can't talk about Warhammer without talking about Space Marines.
Yes.
So the Space Marines are another name they have. Their official name is Adeptus Astartes.
Yeah.
They are called that. No official word has been given, but Adeptus, deriving from the word adept, means skilled at something or have mastered something.
Yeah.
Astartes possibly derived from stars. So they're the master of the stars. They're the galaxy conquerors.
Yeah, yeah.
They're the Emperor's weapon throughout the galaxy.
Yeah.
You know more about the Primarchs and how they came to be than I did.
I do.
So I'm going to throw this ball up
Okay.
and feel free to hit it.
I'll try.
I'll try.
I'll probably swing and a miss.
My dexterity is terrible.
Basically, so the Emperor created Primarchs.
It's his gene seed, right?
So it's his DNA. They're basically his sons.
Yeah, they're like his test tube babies.
Yeah. So I don't think he really got it on. I think he just, did it the other way.
Yeah.
And created these Primarchs. So they are super strong soldiers. Each have their own sort of special tactics or skills or abilities.
Yeah.
And then those Primarchs created their sons, which are the Space Marines. So the regular boots on the ground grunts.
Yeah.
So most chapters have a Primarch unless they're like a successor chapter.
Okay.
So they're like a spin-off of one.
Right, okay.
So like for instance, you've got the Blood Angels.
Yep.
And their Primarch is Sanguinius.
Yeah.
So each Primarch has their own faults and their own differences. Like Blood Angels have a thirst for blood. They're basically vampires.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
So some of them succumb to what they call the Black Rage, and they just have a thirst for blood that they can't stop, and they just keep fighting until they're killed.
Yeah, okay.
And then there's all sorts of different ones. The poster boys are the Ultramarines, which are the ones that you've probably even seen, even if you don't know what Warhammer is. They're blue and gold armor.
They're the Space Marine blue.
Yeah.
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 So there's no way we could go over all the different chapters and successive chapters. There's playable chapters, which are basically ones you can go to the store and you can buy Blood Angels, and you can buy
Dark
Ultramarines
Angels.
and Dark Angels and Grey Knights and whatnot.
Yep.
There are also chapters that you can just buy normal Space Marines and paint them chapter colors.
Yeah, which is a lot of the successor chapters.
Yeah, and the only difference is the playable. I mean, they're all playable factions. I shouldn't say that. The purchasable factions, the ones that are specified in the shop
as Blood Angels,
they have their own models.
Yeah,
that's the only difference.
So they'll have like unique characters and such.
Yeah. But that's not to say you can't just pick a chapter from the massive chapter of books.
You can even homebrew your own and make up your own chapter. You can pick a successor chapter of any of these other chapters.
Yeah.
You can take their traits that you like.
Yeah.
And you paint them however you want. You can paint Blood Angels successor chapter and they can be green. They don't have to be red.
Yeah. And that's why so many people, I think, and that's why Space Marines are so popular.
Yeah.
Because people go, you play Space Marines, but there are they're almost a faction, they are a faction within themselves.
Yeah.
But as many armies or other factions as there are in the Warhammer universe, 40k, there are that many chapters of Space Marines. So no wonder people flock to those more. They can make their own, or they can play as Space Wolves because they like Vikings,
Yeah. We say chapter, which is basically like a group of Space Marines, which is different to the others. So all these playable armies in 40k have their own version of what we call chapter, which is called different things. Like Tyranids, which are like your big man-eating aliens, they have hive fleets, which are different chapters. So you can have them as different as well. So
almost like sub species or sub-factions.
Pretty much. Sub-faction, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And they all have their strengths and weaknesses. And it just gives you that much more personalization of these different models.
Yeah.
You don't have to paint them like they're on the box.
Yeah.
You can paint them as your own chapter. You can make up your own rules that sort of, you have to follow certain guidelines, of course, but you can tune it however you like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the Imperial Man as well as the Space Marines, what else have we got?
Well, that's Space Marines. You know, they're the gene seed of the Emperor. They've got some very cool lore, but they're basically the poster boys of the hobby itself.
Yeah.
And we can't really give an in-depth breakdown of what they're good at, what they do on the table, because it varies based on chapter to chapter.
Yeah, it does.
So look into those. We'll try and post some stuff in the Discord that help you out.
Yeah.
But there's something for everyone in there. You know, if you like, I mentioned earlier, there's a chapter of Space Marines that are specifically, they live on an ice planet. They're very Viking-like. They use axes, and they're called Space Wolves.
Yep.
I know it's not very original, but they on their planet, there's giant wolves as well that they ride and that they've befriended and worked with over the years.
Yeah.
That's just one. That's just one of them. There's heaps. There's heaps of cool ones, like you mentioned, Blood Angels earlier. The little vampire ones there.
Yeah.
But there's not just so those are genetically modified humans.
Yeah.
Effectively, they're massive. They're huge. They're like, if you've played Halo, they're all like the Master Chief.
Yeah.
If the Master Chief was really strong.
Yeah. Basically,
they're insane.
They're 8 feet tall. They have like 2 hearts. They have all these extra organs that are added to them so they can breathe in poisonous atmospheres.
Yeah.
They're just you couldn't even compare them to a normal human anymore.
No.
They're that far like modified. Like they might look like a human, but they're 3 times the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you combined a bear and a human and then used the Photoshop expand tool and then printed that on A1 and gave it to a Space Marine and he ate it, that's what a Space Marine would be like.
Okay, yeah.
The guy that ate that poster.
Sure.
So they're the genetically modified ones. There's also the regular humans.
Yeah.
Astra Militarum.
Yep.
Astra meaning stars. Militarum meaning military, I assume. So they are just, what did they used to be called?
Imperial Guard.
Imperial Guard.
Yeah.
Right. So the Emperor's Guard.
So they're basically your regular army troops.
That's you and me if we were to enlist.
Yep.
So they use, your standard rifles.
Yep.
They've got your tanks that look very similar to like a slightly more advanced World War II tank.
Yeah.
They've got mortar.
Yep. Yep.
They look very. They're the closest thing to current technology, I think, and current warfare that we know, which is nice if you're into that kind of thing. Which, the amount of times that me and Shane have had Lehman Russes, which is the name of the tanks,
Oh, yeah.
in our carts on, Guff or, Games Workshop or whatever,
Yep.
we're always this close to pulling the trigger.
So
Because
close.
how cool would it be just to roll in with 6 tanks to a fight and be like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, especially when you grow up watching all those World War II movies, you're just like, something cool about being the underdog.
Yep.
You got crap armor, a crap gun, your sergeant's yelling at you to just run up there and get shot so he doesn't have to.
Yep.
I'm about that. There's also so they're the humans. Space Marine technology, just going back to that because we talked on tech a little bit just now.
Yep.
It varies, but they're definitely more advanced than the Astra Militarum.
Yes.
They have much more. They've got plasma guns.
They wear suits of armor, which is called power armor.
Yeah.
So basically,
I mean, it's got power in its name.
yeah. Oh, yeah. It's powerful. It's powered armor that they can move freely as if they weren't even wearing it.
Yeah.
But it's
Insane.
near bulletproof. Yeah.
And they've got like big mechanical suits as well that they can jump in called dreadnoughts. And,
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, just
Again, we could speak for hours about
okay.
this, so we should keep moving.
there's Adeptus Mechanicus, which are I don't want to go into like Forge Worlds and what those are.
They're the makers of all of the Space Marine weapons, the Astra Militarum weapons. They live on Mars, well, one of their planets, and they just produce. There's factories and factories, and they just produce all the weapons.
Yeah.
So they have their own defense force as well.
Yeah.
The Adeptus Mechanicus, Scutari,
Yep.
which we might have spoken about once before,
Yeah, I think
maybe.
we have. Yeah. So.
Love those guys.
Oh yeah, you do.
That was
That's-
Jack's. That was Jack's jam.
Yep. Now he's crying silently. He's like, I should have kept it. So as we mentioned with Space Marines, Adeptus Astartes is Master of Stars. Adeptus Mechanicus, as you could probably guess, is Master of Machines.
Yes.
So they worship a god called the Omnissiah. Gosh, I feel like I'm saying that wrong.
No, I think it's right.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Which is their machine god. They're all about the ones and zeros.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
all about technology. They're a bit steampunky, which is cool.
Yeah, it
They've
is.
got like a combination of, despite them being so advanced with their tech and selling the tech off to everyone, they still have a little bit of like wooden and metal combination, which is just cool. Just a cool theme. If you like that steampunk theme, check out Adeptus Mechanicus. They got new models coming that look sick.
Man, I know.
They look so sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the Imperium of Man. It's got Space Marines, Adeptus Mechanicus, Astra Militarum.
Yeah. So the complete opposite to Imperium of Man is Chaos.
So something important that we didn't quite touch on the overall setting. It's more than just sci-fi. It's psychic. It's extra-dimensional as well.
Yes.
The setting of the Warhammer universe.
Yeah.
There are things like, there's a thing called the Warp, which is just a void of psychic tomfoolery.
Yeah.
From which things channel energy and...
Demons live in the warp.
Yeah.
They use the warp as like their faster than light travel.
Yes.
Travel to planets. And while in the warp, their ships can get attacked by different demons. They can get possessed. They can get sent completely the wrong direction they were going.
Yep.
They can get sent back in time.
Yeah.
That's how crazy the warp is.
There's a thing called the Webway as well.
Webway, yeah,
which is like a tunneling system of...
Fixed points. Like,
Yeah.
it's basically like a whole bunch of tunnels like that just link together. So you can travel from one tunnel to another tunnel.
It's like outside of our 4-dimensional or 5-dimensional world.
Yeah.
It's like, So there's a lot of crazy stuff. Like gods, as we mentioned earlier. There are chaos gods, which are just like the gods of... You wouldn't guess this. Chaos. Yeah. There's a god called Khorne. There's one called Nurgle. Slanesh. And the other one.
Tzeentch.
Thank you.
So
there's actually heaps.
Yeah. Each god focuses on a certain thing.
Yeah.
Nurgle's the god of disease and corruption.
Yep.
Khorne's the god of blood. That's all he wants is blood and skulls.
Yep. Loves it.
Slanesh, the god of overindulgence.
Yep.
And Tzeentch, the god of change.
Yeah. So, and there's others. There's Kagora, the laughing god, and whatnot.
Yeah,
But those other ones are sort of like the main 4 chaos gods.
Yeah.
So within the chaos factions, there's chaos demons, which are the Khorne's little children.
Yep.
They want blood for the blood god.
And Nurgles. Actually, each god has their own demons.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's right. They're chaos demons in general.
Yeah.
So they're the demons of those chaos gods.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I don't know why I was thinking just of bloodletters.
That's just one.
That is just one of many.
So they have their own like normal sort of, I guess you'd call them foot soldiers version.
Yep.
They've also got demon princes.
Yep.
And then from there's space marines which have been corrupted by chaos.
Yeah.
Some chapters fell to chaos.
They did.
So if you, like I said earlier about the Black Library, there's a book series called the Horus Heresy, which is we're not even going to touch it.
That's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But it is important, especially for these chaos gods like Death Guard and Thousand Suns.
Yeah, and Black Legion.
Well, yeah. So chaos demons are, as you could imagine, demons.
Yeah.
They're humanoid, but I think when you imagine demons in your head, you'll be pleasantly surprised with how similar that is to the chaos demons.
Yeah.
There's, like Shane mentioned, the Chaos Space Marines.
Yeah.
Which are just the Space Marines we talked about earlier that have fallen to chaos.
So they've been twisted and warped, and they've got spikes growing in their head and tentacles where an arm should be.
Yeah.
All kinds of different things that their Chaos God decides to bless them with.
Yes.
The
many blessings.
The many blessings. And also, in that one, I guess we could talk about the Dark Mechanicum. So some Adeptus Mechanicus fell to Chaos as well. So they still manufacture and provide weapons to the Chaos Space Marines.
They're the baddies.
Because they'd run out of bullets if they didn't.
Yeah, that's true. Not mind bullets.
No.
Those mind bullets are plenty. There are Death Guard, which is, like you said, there's
Nurgle?
a god. There's a god called Nurgle, who is disease, plague.
Yeah.
These are his little space marines of sorts.
Yep.
His little corrupted
That's them.
peoples.
Yep.
And then there's Thousand Suns, which look like... So the Death Guard sort of look like They got green armor. They're all plagued up. They're kind of rotting.
Yeah.
They look disgusting.
They are disgusting.
The Thousand Sons are a contrast to that, have immaculate armor, bright blues and golds. I mean, you can paint them however you want. But they're sort of like your Egyptian. They've got an Egyptian.
They sort of do, don't they? Yeah.
They look quite regal.
Yeah.
Their story is all of these races. Their lore is phenomenal.
Oh, it's so
very fleshed out.
so in depth. Yeah.
But just picking out the Thousand Sons in particular, I mean, they were all turned to dust.
Yep.
There's nothing in their armor. Their soul is bound to it. So they have a whole story how that happened. It's quite sad.
Okay.
They've got a I don't want to talk about Magnus and all that kind of stuff.
No.
We'll just give people a rundown of what these factions kind of do, or anyway. So we've gone through the, I guess, humans, Imperium of Man, the Chaos factions. These Chaos gods have their own little factions within them. They all serve different Chaos gods.
Yep.
Some of them serve all the Chaos gods. There's also aliens.
Aliens. So many aliens.
So many aliens.
Yeah.
We're going to call them, for the sake of this podcast. And no one's filming, right?
No.
Xenos.
Xenos.
That's what they're called.
Yeah. One thing that the Emperor hates is chaos and Xenos.
Yeah. Funny that. He hates everything that isn't
Yeah.
pledged loyalty to him.
Very racist.
Yeah, a little bit. They label anyone that doesn't worship the Emperor as a heretic.
Yeah.
And therefore they must be purged.
Oh, yes.
So you'll hear those things mentioned quite frequently.
Yeah.
So some of the factions, we'll try and chew through these a little bit quicker. There's Eldar, which are they're space elves.
Yeah.
So if you imagine Legolas
Yep.
from Lord of the Rings, you imagine elves from Lord of the Rings. They're those, but in space. They've got high-tech armor, high-tech equipment.
Yeah.
They're
very thin and nimble and
quick.
Yeah.
They're quite strong as well.
They are quite strong. They pack a punch, but
I'm sure they live forever as well.
Yeah.
Probably.
Necrons. They're my boys.
Wait, just with Eldar quickly. There's a few little sub-factions before you speak for 3 hours on Necrons. The Eldar have a cool history. Anyways, the Eldar became a supreme race, unrivaled in every way.
Yep.
So much so that they birthed a god who killed almost all of them.
Slanesh.
Yeah.
Yep.
And through that, they then became divided and scarce. They became basically what's called the craft world Eldar, who live on giant ships instead of planets.
Yep.
And then they are still pursuing to get to the stage that they once were, like trying to pursue perfection in a sense. The Dark Eldar, or the Drukhari.
Yep.
Everything you'll hear us call two things, because they have like a common name.
Yes.
And then they have
GW's name.
Yeah, Games Workshop name.
Yeah.
So the Dark Eldar are the reverse of that. They want to appease the gods through pain and misery and taking slaves and torturing them. And they're very...
Very BDSM.
Yeah, very BDSM. True. Yeah, that's good. And both of them have high-tech laser beams, skimming ships, hover ships,
Weapons that would turn you into dust and all that sort of stuff.
All that kind of stuff. And also, they've got a little offshoot, which are called the Harlequins, which are a relatively new race.
Yep.
Playable race anyways.
Yeah.
And they're sort of like the middle ground between them. They're all about art and showmanship, and they do these exotic dances, and war to them is just another dance.
Yeah.
They wear, they're Harlequins. So they've got the diamond patterns on them and...
bright colours.
Yeah. Very bright. And they're...
Yeah.
All right, Shane. What are Necrons?
Oh, the Necrons. Well, once a powerful race called the Necrontyr.
The Necrontyr.
The Necrontyr. They were rivaled by only one race in the galaxy, the Old Ones. The Necrontyr's only hindrance was their incredibly weak bodies, which were due to the sun blasting their planet with radiation.
There you go.
Yeah. Powerful beings called the Catan promised to cure them of their ailments, which the Old Ones would not. The Necrontyr were tricked into abandoning their mortal forms for bodies made of living metal.
So they became robots.
They did, yeah. So they went from normal flesh and blood to robots.
There you go.
Yeah. During the biotransference, the only highest Only the highest-ranking Necron tier kept any sense of identity. The masses were turned into mindless drones to serve their overlords. Some, however, had a much worse fate. Victims suffering from the Flayer curse, manifesting hunger for flesh that cannot be satisfied, and that will eventually drive them to madness.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So they're robots, and some of them go crazy and
Some
try
of them
to wear
go crazy.
flesh.
Yeah. Yep. And they try to eat flesh, and it just falls right through them because they're robots.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Because they're robots. They look like metal skeletons.
They do, yeah. With an Egyptian theme.
Yeah, yep. Also an Egyptian theme. More so, I think, than Thousand Suns.
Yeah.
It's much more in
I think
your
it's
face.
more intentional on the Necrons.
Yeah.
Not so intentional on the Thousand Suns.
Yeah, true. I think with the Necrons, it's even a little bit in their lore, I suppose. It would be like if the Egyptians woke up now.
Yeah.
So the Necrons have been sleeping for millions of years.
Yeah.
They used to rule everything.
Yep.
This used to be their Milky Way. And now they've started to wake up, and all these other organisms have taken over their planets.
Yep.
And they're like, hold on a minute. You don't own these.
No.
We do. We just had a little kip, that's all.
Yeah, they all went to sleep in these tomb worlds.
Yeah.
And as the worlds changed, people built right over their tomb worlds.
Like,
so
hey, you don't own the title for this property.
yeah, all of a sudden
We do.
these guys are waking up and they're opening the front door
They're
and
mad.
someone's built a block of flats in front of them.
No way.
Yeah,
That
so
wouldn't happen.
They're pissed.
They're pissed.
Yeah.
They are forming a council and they are striking back. Yeah. Another race, we'll quickly just almost skim over these three, I guess, because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because these three are phenomenal. So there's Tau, which are a relatively new race in the Warhammer universe.
One of the youngest races.
One of the youngest.
Yeah.
But their pursuit of technology and their advancements are insane.
Yeah.
They're basically just warping light years ahead. Some argue that's not because of their own innovative cleverness.
No.
It's because of all the tech they've been exposed to, all these other races and whatnot. It's helped speed them up and catch up.
Yeah, yeah.
And some think they're just absolute phenomenal creatures. They are mech warriors.
Yep.
You know, they've got their big suits.
Yeah, big battle suits.
With absolute crazy weapons. They're very cool. People think that they've tried to appease the weeboo Japanese culture by throwing this race in there. Yeah, fair enough. There's a bit of a samurai vibe to some of their characters.
Yeah, you sort of get that, don't you?
A bit of Neon Genesis, Evangelion kind of vibe to them. So that's Tau. Tyranids are the aliens.
Yeah.
If you've seen Starship Troopers, they're the aliens.
That's the aliens.
Zerglings. Zerglings. They're definitely Zerglings.
Yeah.
Some of the things like their Hormagaunts are just Zerglings.
Yeah.
You know, their Tyranid warriors sort of look like Hydralisks a little bit. Anyways, that's only if you played StarCraft. Tyranids are the aliens. They're adaptive. They're hungry.
Yeah.
They're just trying to devour worlds.
They consume
eat
biomass.
things. Yeah.
And they
need to.
They morph from it. They upgrade from it.
Yep. They've got adaptations based on what they eat, where they are, all that kind of stuff. They're ever evolving. They're kind of the one. I mean, I relate to them. I'm always hungry.
Sure.
But I also I don't ever see them as the bad guys. I'm like, they're just following their instincts.
Yeah.
In fact, they have a rule called instinctive behavior. So
well, they're driven by a hive mind. So all these creatures are basically controlled by one entity. Yeah.
Yep. They can't be like, it's not a physical force or anything. No. So anyway, they got a cool lore as well. And just quickly, a subset of the Tyranids, I suppose, are gene stealer cults. Which are basically the Tyranid, some really intelligent creatures in the Tyranid faction have started to make little cults that worship them.
Yeah.
And they basically use these cults to prepare worlds.
Infiltrate the world.
Yeah, from the ground up. So
they might sabotage and sabotage some defenses, make it a bit easier for the rest of the Tyranid swarm to come in. And fortunately for the gene stealer cults, once their job's done,
they just get eaten.
They get eaten.
Yeah, which is to them the highest honor.
Yeah.
So they range anywhere from looking like Tyranids to looking like normal people.
Yeah.
Depending on how much
what stage they are. So
genes are in them.
Yeah. They when they breed, they slightly get more advanced, more human looking.
Yeah.
To an extent where they almost look human.
Yeah, they're just like slightly bald and a little bit more pale.
Yeah. And then,
but we're not going to get into the breeding process of that.
Oh no,
that's I got a video on that on the Facebook page. So they're the armies, and that's the system that when you decide to play 40k, that's what you're getting yourself into. let's talk about the main system, which is just like the Warhammer 40k tabletop war game.
Yep.
So typically, if you're going to play, I'm going to talk very broadly and generally about this. If you're playing a game of Warhammer 40k, the tabletop game, you're going to be playing on a 6x4 foot table with one opponent, and you're going to set up your armies. You're going to have an army that belongs to one of the factions we just mentioned. You're going to set it up and deploy it on two opposing ends of the table.
Yeah.
You will have an agreed upon points limit, which is how you decide how many dudes you're bringing, but we'll talk more on that in a sec. Then you'll take turns doing a variety of things, moving, shooting, using psychic abilities.
Don't forget on the table you have terrain.
You do absolutely have terrain.
You've got ruined buildings, mountains, trees, all different things.
You're playing in a scene.
Yeah, you are. You're telling a story, basically.
And once you have your turn, you move, use psychic ability, which might blow something up or help your own dudes or kill yourself if you try and delve too much into the power of the warp and you get consumed by it. Then you'll shoot. Then you'll do melee combat. Then you'll check it if any of your people freaked out at the craziness of the 40k universe in the morale phase, and they might just start running unless you got good leaders to contain them.
Yep.
Once you do all that, your opponent has your turn, and you basically trade blows until everything's dead.
Yes. Yep.
But the game is much more intricate than that.
Yep.
So, like, there's different things. There's different ways of playing. There's objectives on the table. It's not just, I have to kill all your units, and then I win. You know, there's different winning conditions.
No, you might need to control a certain point until the end of the game.
Yeah. But it is, in essence, a war game. So you've got little plastic men, women, tanks, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You'll move them with tape measures or check their ranges on their guns with tape measures.
Yep.
Then you roll your dice to see if those things, if their bullets hit, or if you take any damage, or if your armor protects you, or if random stuff happens, if your psychic abilities work or don't work.
Yep. Very dice driven.
It is very dice driven, but it's not as random as it sounds.
No.
You know,
you've got modifiers and things which help make it a little bit more, go a bit more your way.
Yeah, so if you've got something that's really good at shooting, maybe you roll, but you only miss on a 1.
Yeah.
Or you only miss on a 1 or 2, so most of your stuff hits.
Yeah.
So you can control a little bit like that. But the best way to, I think, to explain it is like, you can imagine you've got a bunch of plastic guys on the table. Each guy doesn't do their own thing. Each tank doesn't do its own thing, you know?
Yeah.
They're part of what's called a unit. Now, a unit might be 20 Space Marines. A unit might be 3 Tyranid warriors.
Yep.
A unit might be 1 tank.
Yeah.
You know? A unit is just whatever is within that group of things.
Yeah, a collective group of those models.
Yeah, and they act as a unit as well. So they move together. They shoot together. You know, you don't have a unit of 10 guys and 3 of them shoot, and then you do something else with a different unit.
No.
They ride together, they die together. They're fully customizable as well.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the fun thing about this game. I mean, there's so many fun things about this game, but this is what I like the most.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you an example to try and explain how you customize units or what unit customization might look like.
Sure. Hit me with it.
Because obviously you customize your unit and then you use that and customize your entire army, and that's how you decide what you bring to the table. Anyways, I want you to imagine that you have a sheet in front of you that has the unit's rules on it. This is very common. You will see these in these books called codexes.
Yep.
Your units have rules that they abide by and are limited to. Let's pretend this one says a unit of hobby homies comes with 2 models. It might say things like each model comes equipped with a microphone and pop filter. So that's the default unit size, and that's the default weapons.
Yeah.
You know, a unit of hobby homies comes with 2 guys, microphone, pop filter. However, you can customize it. So it will then say after that, you may include up to 3 more hobby homies. And for every 5 hobby homies, you can let one lose their microphone and pop filter to gain Discord admin privileges.
Okay.
Instead. So imagine we did that. Now we've got a unit of 5 hobby homies. 4 of them have microphone and pop filters.
Yep.
1 of them has Discord admin privileges. And now we've customized our unit. So you might ask me, Shane, why would I ever take 2 hobby homies over the 5-man squad of hobby homies with the guy that has the Discord admin privileges?
Why would you ever do that?
Great question. Because of the points.
Okay.
So you organize your points you organize your army with these points.
Yeah.
When you sit down to a game of 40K, you agree upon a points limit with your opponent. You say, hey, we're going to take 1,000 points. We're going to play this game at 1,000 points.
Yeah.
And your opponent might say, yeah, sweet, let's do it. So it might say on this stat sheet, all the units and all the weapons, they have points associated with them. So 2 hobby homies on their own might be 10 points.
Yeah.
But if you want to take 5 hobby homies, it might be 30 points.
Oh, yeah.
For all 5.
Yeah.
And then, if you also want to take the guy with Discord admin privileges, he might be an additional 10 points on top of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know what points I just said, but your choice is 2 guys for 10 points, I think it was.
Yeah.
And 5 guys with the Discord admin privileges for 40 points.
Yeah. Which is like a heavy weapon, so it does different things to those other 4 models.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so your microphone and pop filter will have its own stats, and your Discord admin privileges will have its own stats as well. So you use those points to decide how many guys you're going to bring, right? You might bring a mobile site office for 200 points, which can transport up to 10 hobby homies.
Yeah.
And you want to move your hobby homies around the table, so you need to bring that site office with wheels.
Yeah, otherwise they get blown off the table.
But how's it going to defend itself? Well, you might throw on an extra 20 points to add a mounted TV screen so that they can watch the news while they die.
Yeah.
Anyway, that gives you an idea sort of like how you spend your points. It just keeps the games fair.
Yeah.
There are
balanced.
other ways of playing that bypass the points. You know, you can play quite casually, but this is for what's called a matched game.
Yeah.
Now, typically, you also have to follow one other rule when doing matched games, and that is you have to organize them in these things called detachments. So each unit has like a role on the battlefield. So, for example, the hobby homies might be troops. But Jack the sound guy might be I hear you laughing over there, Jack. He might be what's called a HQ, so he's a leader. Yeah. So, good on you, Jack. You're a leader. The detachment that you have will tell you what you need to bring. There's all these different roles for all these different units. There's fast attack, which are usually quick things. There's elites, which are like stronger than troops kind of things. And your detachment will tell you how you have to organize those. It might say you have 1 HQ and 2 troops.
There might also be a unit that fetches more beer from the fridge.
Oh, that's an extra 10-point thing. So actually, that's a bonus of a HQ.
I'll take one of those.
I'll take one of those. Yeah, definitely. So the HQ, we're just looking at the time and realizing this will be a 40K intro to 40K segment potentially.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to keep you guys, but we don't want to not talk about all the sweet things that we have. So you might bring, for example, a HQ, Jack the sound guy, and he might have a ability that says once every turn you can fetch hobby homies 2 beers. So why wouldn't you bring that?
Yeah.
But anyways, detachments and all that kind of stuff, I guess, and points are something you'll dive into more when you've decided, you know what, I do like the sound of this. You'll pick up your 8th edition rulebook and you'll get into it.
Or you'll pick up your starter set, which comes with 2 factions and a rule book.
True. What a steal.
Why would you even buy a rule book by itself?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. I
Here
wouldn't.
come the reinforcements.
Thanks, man.
How theatrical. Now we gotta talk about that thing, Shane.
What thing?
How much does it cost to get into 40K?
Please don't record this. My girlfriend doesn't need to know.
True. If you're our wives or girlfriends, we're just making this stuff up.
Yeah. It's all hypothetical.
It's all mystery.
Yeah.
It's fairy dust.
Yeah.
It's not real.
No.
But if you're listening to this with the intent of getting actual information, we just want to prepare you.
It's very real.
It's very real. So, look, there's no hard and fast way. We can't really say this is what this stuff costs.
It can cost, there's a minimum,
Yeah.
but it can cost as much as you want it to cost you.
Yeah.
You know, they have these things nowadays called start collecting boxes, which come with all the models you need to start playing a decent, solid game. You could play a game with one box of models, but it's not going to be fun.
True.
You buy a start collecting box for about $150.
Yep.
And that comes with a variety of units. You know, maybe like it's a tank and 10 guys and a HQ, which is perfect for your first game.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
got everything you need.
Yeah. And you can get the rules for free. You can get the basic rules for free in like this little pamphlet they give away now.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah. The more advanced rules is where you need the rule book for.
Yep.
And your faction specific rules, you need a codex.
Yeah.
But it's not necessary for your first couple of games.
Nah.
In fact, if you play casually, you may never even need to buy one.
Yeah, nah.
If your mate's got one, then you're sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you raise a good point. Like those the base rules, the pamphlet rules almost that you get
Yeah.
are enough to start with.
It really is. Yeah.
And then you can play a game with a couple models from a start collecting box and decide if you really like it.
Yep.
You've decided based on everything you've heard about it and what you've seen that you like it. But actually building them, painting them, and then playing a game it might be different for you.
Yeah.
It might flick a switch in your head.
Yep.
And you might be like, oh, it's on.
Oh yeah.
I got my tax return. I'm going to town on this. And you might be like, yeah, it's not for me.
I think this happened to us.
Oh, yeah.
I think we played our first game and hooked.
We were drooling.
Yeah.
I don't even know if we finished. I think we got halfway through and we're like, we got to go to G-Dub.
Yeah, we've got to buy more shit.
Yeah. We don't have enough stuff.
Yeah.
I did a fun experiment though. On the biggest 40K tournament called the LVO,
Yeah.
Las Vegas Open, I went and looked at the top 3 lists and found out what they would cost to buy.
Oh wow.
Not in the boxes, not in any specials, if you were to buy the individual boxes.
Yeah.
And they all rounded out to about $1,100.
Okay.
So if you want to buy an uber competitive list,
Yeah.
it's going to cost you about $1,100.
Yeah.
Plus codex and paints and paintbrushes. Actually, I saw a really good Warhammer Essentials box that I never actually knew existed.
Oh yeah.
Because I think when it came out, we already had so many paints. between
Yeah.
us.
Yep.
It's got a paintbrush, glue, clippers, and a bunch of paints for like, I want to say $50.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
The paints alone, I think, were worth about $70.
Yeah. Well, if it's what I'm thinking of, I'm pretty sure they're like half-size paint pots.
In the picture, it looked full size.
Oh yeah, if it's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, it's not bad. Like you get all the bits and pieces you need to at least start your army.
I think so. Yeah.
And it's all slow. Like we sort of talked about in the painting episode. Like you sort of buy it as you need it.
Yeah.
You're not going to go and buy 100 pots of paint straight away.
No.
You start off with like maybe 10,
Yep.
and you go from there. Like
Yeah.
it's if you are painting your models as a sort of a standard like tabletop scheme, 10 paints would be. I couldn't think of a model where you'd need more than 10 different colors.
Yeah. No.
Like
No.
yeah, I mean
No.
like,
If you're just doing tabletop.
tabletop, yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah, when you start going in your extreme highlighting and stuff, then you might use
Yeah,
like 3
yeah.
colors in that alone. But
If you look at a like painting video on the
yeah,
Warhammer
Yeah.
YouTube channel and they just like list paints. And
oh
it's like,
yeah,
surely no one has all of these. Disgustingly enough, I see them now and I'm like, yeah, okay, I got all
yeah,
those.
yeah, I know,
Which
yeah.
is sad, but
yeah,
and so that's why you can't really give prices, but it's going to cost you about $1,400 to $1,500 to get a 2,000 point competitive army
Yeah.
with all the stuff you need, rule books, codex, paints and stuff.
Yeah.
However, it's never going to look like that.
no,
You know, you're never just going to have the exact models you need for an army with no deviations.
no,
You're never just going to buy one codex and one rule book, especially if you've got like extra chapters or allies in your army, you'll have a second codex for them.
Yeah. It's something that will just. I mean, if you're into it and you stay into it, you'll just keep expanding as you go.
Yeah.
Like you might start with just Space Marines.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, you might pick up Eldar, and then it'll morph itself, and then you'll have your own. You know what you're into. Like you'll just pick it up as you find models appealing.
Yeah.
You don't have to jump full steam ahead and buy a competitive army.
Yeah.
Especially if you're just starting. I actually recommend not to, because
Yeah.
you'll get overwhelmed.
I think so.
You'll buy boxes and boxes of models, and then you'll be looking at it like, I got to build these, I got to paint them. Especially if you want to play competitive, you have to paint them.
You have to. 3-color minimum.
Yeah. So really, like, they have these start collecting boxes nowadays. $150. Buy it. See if you like it. Some stores will even let you use their paints if you're just starting.
Yeah.
So, or if you've got mates that are into it, I'm sure they'll let you use theirs.
Definitely. I think like the stores will let you do everything for free in a sense.
Pretty much.
If you go in there and say, "Look, I don't really know if I like this yet. Can we have a practice match?"
Yep.
They'll absolutely teach you the rules, teach you the basics, let you play with an army that they have in store. And when we say a store, usually like Games Workshop or your local friendly gaming store.
Yeah, they might have it, but
Yeah.
Games Workshop stores have it for a fact.
Yeah.
And you can go in there.
I know they have it.
Yeah. And you can go in there and be like, "Oh, I want to paint," and they'll give you a miniature, one single Space Marine.
Yeah, that's enough.
And you can paint it.
Yeah.
They'll teach you how to paint it if you don't know how to paint.
They've gotten over the last few years very good at introducing people to the hobby.
Yes. Yeah.
And a big part of that has been Kill Team.
Yeah.
Which is a smaller skirmish version of the game, which I would almost recommend anyone who's sort of listening to this going, "Oh yeah, I think I would like to get into 40K. I've been thinking about it a while. I just don't have that money to outlay.
Yep.
But I want to play a proper game, Kill Team."
Oh yeah.
I mean, we choose to play Kill Team.
Yeah, we do.
Over 40K.
I can't think of the last time we played 40K.
40 what?
Just Kill Team.
I probably had Harleys when we played.
Yeah, probably.
Um,
You buy one box of models for might cost you $50.
yeah.
And you paint them up, and each model acts independently,
Yep.
and then there's your Kill Team.
So, yeah, it's just phenomenal. So
Yeah.
Kill Team is just a smaller, it's like a zoom in on a small force.
Yep.
Maybe you're infiltrating something or whatever. Focuses on the little individual guys. Like you mentioned, each individual person is a unit in a sense. You know, they move on their own, they shoot on their own. They have their own names when you play Kill Team. It's a much more zoomed in version of the game. And it also carries with it a lower cost, a smaller table. It's just quicker as well, actually playing the game.
Yeah.
It's a great way to learn whether or not you like certain armies and certain play styles as well.
Yep.
Because they play similar.
They do. You still get that same feel
They
for
get
that
the flavour.
army.
Yeah.
In Kill Team as you do in 40K. Yeah.
I would recommend starting there if you like it, because like we mentioned, it's cheaper.
Yep.
Quicker.
Yeah.
You
Games
can
are
have-
much quicker. Yeah.
And did I mention cheaper?
You did.
Oh, did I?
Several times.
I quite like it.
Yeah.
In fact, we got competitions going right now. Our March giveaway is a box of Neophyte hybrids.
Yeah, Gene Stealer Cults.
Gene Stealer Cults.
A Kill Team, man.
It's a Kill Team.
Yep.
It's actually enough points just to paint. You could get those, build them, paint them. You've
Yep.
got a Kill Team. You're ready to play.
100%.
Hit us up. We'll
Yeah.
play. We
Yeah.
love Kill Team.
Oh, yeah.
We've also got our April giveaway, which is a box of... What are they called? They're Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yep.
You can build them as either Rust Stalkers or
Infiltrators.
Infiltrators. Caesarians, they're called.
Yep.
Or Sicarians.
Yep.
Maybe Sicarians.
I think Sicarians, that's right.
And they're a Kill Team as well.
Yeah.
Now, with Kill Team, there's a couple of different versions, would you say?
Yeah.
There's normal Kill Team.
Elites
There's Kill Team Elites.
and Commanders.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah.
Um,
They're almost like expansions, aren't they?
I would say so. DLC,
Yeah.
because you have to buy the extra book
Yeah.
to get the extra rules.
Physical DLC.
Physical DLC.
Yeah.
You have to download it onto your bank account.
Yes.
But typically, the base version of Kill Team, you can use any foot soldiers, is the best way to describe it, from an army.
Infantry, yeah.
Infantry,
Yep.
totally. You don't have the full, what would you call that? The full choice of a whole army.
No.
You don't have the tanks or whatever.
Nah.
It's
you
just the
got,
foot soldiers.
Yeah.
And then elites, as you might guess, adds a lot of elites.
Elites.
The
Yeah.
slightly better guys.
Yep. Your heavy
Kills.
infantry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your words are better than mine.
Man, I'm a wordsmith.
You went to the word school.
I did.
And I went to the whatever the other one is.
The not word
The
school.
stick school where we play with sticks.
Yeah.
And then Commander's sort of just, it's almost like a side expansion
Yeah.
where it introduces the HQs.
Like leaders.
The leaders,
Yeah.
yeah. I play that one the least.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, I've never played Commanders.
Yes.
So therefore I played it the least. But that's 40k.
Yeah.
That's the very brief rundown.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else we could touch on
Not.
without deep diving.
Oh yeah.
And
We're
we could deep
dedicating
dive.
another hour.
Yeah. Yeah. There are. Yeah. There's just a lot.
Yeah.
So to go into Age of Sigmar, which we could maybe do a 10-minute. What do you feel?
Nah. Look. Well, let's leave that for the
Yeah.
next Warhammer episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
That way, at least we can give it enough time as we did for this one.
We can let it percolate.
Oh yeah.
We'll percolate it.
Yeah. We'll simmer it on the back burner.
Yeah, it's on there.
Yeah.
So sorry if you tuned in listening, hoping to get Age of Sigmar and didn't find out till halfway through. There will be no timestamps. Except maybe we'll timestamp it for like the end of the episode where they hear us go, and there's no Age of Sigmar this week.
Yeah. That's.
That's the nature of the beast.
We
were ambitious. We had lofty goals.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I have enjoyed it phenomenally.
Yeah.
40k has been our main thing for the last, since we got in the hobby.
That's how we started in this
how we
hobby.
started.
I think that's how a lot of people started in this hobby.
Mm.
Nowadays, there's more choice
Mm.
with the likes of Legion, and War Machine and on Infinity and those other Flames of War, those other games.
Yeah.
But I don't think the number one spot is going to get replaced for a very long time.
No.
40k is going to keep that going.
It's interesting that when Games Workshop started these games in 1983, they started with fantasy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later that they introduced 40k.
Yeah.
But I think sci-fi, I mean, I guess it's us.
Yeah.
We live in this digital world.
Oh yeah.
We're all about the sci-fi.
That's it.
Fantasy? Pff. I've done the Lord of the Rings thing. I did that till I was
Swords
13.
and dragons.
Yeah.
Nah, miss me with that shit.
Miss me. Having said that, I'm really digging Age of Sigmar right now.
We are, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, we're frothing it. But yeah, I can't stress what I said earlier enough either. Hit us up in the Discord if you want to play any of this.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't played heaps of the games either. Played a fair bit of Kill Team, a little bit of 40k.
Yeah.
We'd love to play more.
Oh yeah.
Dip our toes in 8th edition even more so. Relearn, in a sense.
Yeah.
Make a bunch of mistakes.
Yep. You'll find the Discord link on our Facebook.
Totally.
fb.me/hobbyhomies.
That's fb.me/hobbyhomies.
That's it.
fb.me/hobbyhomies.
Thanks, Jack.
How long's Jack been here?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought we got beer from him.
True. Yep, true.
He is the bringer of the golden liquid.
The fifth Chaos God.
The fifth chaos god.
Beer bringer. The one that we serve.
Yes.
Thank you, Jack. Anyway, thanks for listening to Hobby Homies. I'm Fox.
I'm Shane.
And this is... I hope we
What?
cut it there. I wanted to leave a gap so we could cut it there. And this is... And then just get the episode on.